Welcome back, friends. Good to be back here. I'm going to start it off with apology for last week, or the lack of a episode last week.
It was Preston's fault, like usual.
100% my fault. No, not this time.
It was not 100%
I
his
had,
fault.
like, literally every evening almost available.
You did. It's on me.
This guy sitting beside me had, like, no evenings available.
Let's be fair to not knock the blame off. I'm a farmer, for those of you who don't know. And
He's
so
a farmer.
right now we are really busy.
I'm
and
really busy.
Due to some situations, it just didn't work out.
Due to some situation.
Quit repeating me. Get on. Keep on.
Oh
with
my,
the
no, it is good to be
introduction.
back. I was with you yesterday, but besides that, it'd been a long time. So
All week. Yeah, it'd been like a week since
it
we
is
saw
good
each
to be
other.
with you again.
Dude, my growth has been amazing
Really?
since not seeing you.
Right.
last
Yeah, the lack of me.
Correct.
Um,
Dude, it's been so good. Like, I just feel like I'm like
carried down your
actually,
life.
I just feel like I'm actually a complete person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been amazing. But anyway, now that
So
we're
you
back
feel
together.
complete without me.
Correct.
Good.
Yeah, because
I'm
I
glad.
couldn't feel complete with you.
How are you doing now? Because your wife's gone.
My wife went on vacation without me.
Yeah. Man, your job must be very
Dude.
intense.
Yeah. No. She went back to see her family. I'm doing pretty good. I would say, yeah, like, I'm doing fine. Like, it's kind of fun because like, since we've been married, like, it's just kind of been, we've been together all the time. So it's been kind of fun. But at the same time, you get kind of lonely a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you're just, like, home and...
Right.
I gotta
get
go to
used
bed by
being
myself and-
Just married life, and you get used to.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
Yeah. So it's kind of a little bit that's a little bit sad. But other than
Yeah.
that, it's fine, accepting it, and I'm working hard and
Nice.
hanging out with you, and I mean, life could be a lot better, but worse at the same time. So, yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
drinking lemonade right now.
And you're drinking
That
lemonade.
is amazing.
Sugar-free lemonade at that.
Correct. So I'm healthy. I'm a healthy chunk. I'm a healthy
You're
chunk.
drinking lemonade? I'm drinking another type of lemonade.
Mountain Dew. That is not lemonade. I will
course
argue
not.
that till the day I die. Mountain Dew is not. Dude, Mountain Dew is not lemonade.
I mean,
It
I'm
is.
kidding. I don't drink it very often, but I was like, I am just in the mood for a Mountain Dew right now.
That's
So,
great. You didn't bring me one. That was considerate.
Rarity. There was only one in the refrigerator.
Share it with me then.
You like a sip?
No, I don't want to sip. No. Why are we talking about Mountain Dew anyway?
Anyway, yeah, it's good to be back here. So, like I said, I apologize for the lack of episode. We just got busy. We tried to have him ahead of time, but this time it just didn't work out. So,
But here we are. We're back
We're
again.
back.
We're going to make up for it. We're going to come back
it's going
harder.
to be amazing.
Oh, harder and way better.
Yeah,
Way better.
way better.
Oh, my word. It's going to be so good from here on out.
Sure. It's going to be way better.
We got
according
something to live up to
Tristan.
now.
Anyway, today, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Should we just
I mean, we could just wing it, but we do actually have a topic to talk about. We're going to talk about your fish. At this point,
Yes.
I don't know if we can do an episode
And not
without
talk about
talking
my
about
fish?
because
Fun fact, I
feel
bought
like-
some new fish.
I feel like something would be missing. He bought some new fish.
Yeah.
They are like zebra fish.
You'd have to admit that they're kind of cool looking. Like
They're
they're
kinda.
kind of cool, right? A little bit. There's
Yeah.
like a pink one and an orange black striped. Oh, it is the berries.
But what's more impressive than your new fish is that your fish tank's actually decently clean. right
Because
now.
I cleaned it
So,
earlier.
Okay, cool.
Like this afternoon. Like got home from church. I cleaned it
You
before
actually
you got
did
here.
this afternoon?
Yeah, before you got here.
Nice.
And then I put the new ones in because I if it's not clean and Preston's here,
Yeah.
basically our friendship is ruined. So today,
Nice.
with coming back with the biggest and best and better episode than we've ever done before. Wow. Ooh, I just made us really have to live up to something. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
awkward.
if I can.
We are going to talk. No, wait, I don't say You don't say when you're talking and stuff. We are talking about. What are we talking about? Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Intentionality. And yes, this was my idea, like the rest of them. The podcast we've done. They're
Practically.
pretty much all my ideas. Because,
Practically.
pretty much, I'm the smart one. I said it again. Oops. Okay. Anyway. I'm feeling really
He is in a weird
crazy.
mood this afternoon.
Intentionality is something that I've seen a lack thereof in my life. And so it's like, well, we could... Don't laugh. That was not funny. I'm trying to be serious.
Keep going, yeah.
And so I was like, well, that was something that came to mind. Like, okay, we could talk about intentionality. And obviously, I don't even really know where we're going to go with it. But we're going to be intentional about it, believe it or not, with where we go with this podcast. And so, yeah, that's kind of where it's at for me. I feel like I need a lot more intentionality. And so I'm going to get tips and from Preston on how to be more intentional with my life. So fire away, Preston.
No.
Oh, that's not what we were doing here. I thought.
Well,
this was
I mean,
like,
yeah, sure, but I just don't
Oh.
feel like I in the right guy to. Yeah.
Sure you are. Sure you are. You're like the long-haired monster.
To speak.
So
Speaking of intentionality about walking, yeah. Anyway, no, it wasn't intentionality. My mom was procrastination. My mom thought that she was trying to convict me to get my hair cut because she was talking
procrastination.
about.
Hey, maybe
She was
next.
like, she thought I
Maybe
was
next
procrastinating
episode.
My no, because we've talked about procrastination.
Oh, we have?
Yeah.
Talk about it again, dude. I
But
don't
she
care.
she
I
had just
forget what
listened
we
to
were-
our podcast about procrastination, and then she was like,
yeah,
I
that's
think you
true.
need to practice what you preach with your hair and get your hair cut, and not stop procrastinating.
Yeah,
but,
you do need.
But see, I pointed out that like I don't feel like not cutting my hair is procrastinating because I'm choosing to not cut it because I'm just like, well, I just kind of want to see how it looks like this long.
That's true.
So it's a choice. It's not just like I know I need to cut it, but I don't have the time, or I just so that I don't think is technically procrastinating.
That actually would be true in my case, though. In all honesty, I really don't have time right now to cut.
So you're just procrastinating on your haircut.
right because.
But see, at this point, your life is so busy that you need to procrastinate your haircut because you need to like
Correct.
prioritize
Yeah,
podcasting
correct.
with me and spending time with me and going out to eat with me and stuff like that. So this is a good thing to procrastinate on. I feel.
Okay, can we get back to talking about? You
Intentionality,
were gonna
yes.
give me tips
Um,
on.
I don't really have.
Okay. So maybe
Yeah.
I need to ask a question.
Okay, good.
If I told you, hey, my cord is tangled, not my umbilical cord, for all you that are wondering, but it's my cord of my headphones. Still have my umbilical cord, in case you're wondering.
It's disturbing.
It is disturbing. Let's say, I'm just gonna make a situation. I was having a hard time being intentional about my devotional times in the morning, like
Yeah.
reading the Bible, spending time in prayer. If I came to you and was like, hey man, like I'm having a hard time being intentional with this area. How do I just like make it a real good habit? But yet more than that, like how do I just become super intentional about it and going, okay, like this has got to happen all the time versus like, yeah, like it'll happen here, it'll happen there. How do you change something from, kind of just happening every now and then to being very intentional about making it a habit?
So basically, how do you take your life from not necessarily being super intentional and like turning
Yeah,
it
how do
into
you
something
how do you
intentional?
start living a very intentional life if you're not really the type of person like, because like I'm kind of the type of person like I just kind of can roll with whatever.
Right.
I really don't care what happens next, and I don't really have to plan out what happens next. I just as it comes, I'll decide.
Yeah.
But yet then there's those people that plan out their life and they're super intentional about, oh yeah, we're gonna have a 5-year plan for our lives. I'm not one of those type of people, but yet I think it's good to be one of those type of people.
Yeah.
See what I mean? And so it's like, how do you transform being unintentional to being intentional?
To actually being intentional.
Because it's kind of obviously it's a complete difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna gotta hold up my end of the thing when I normally do, but I'm gonna read off the definition.
That's true.
Intentionality, the fact of
You
being
always do that.
deliberate and purposeful.
Deliberate and purposeful. Yeah. So basically, what I could have just told you the definition.
Yeah, but right, which I knew. I like to solidify
No.
in my head. But doing things with a purpose, like that's what I think of, especially when it comes to like putting off things. Which we had a podcast of being purposeful. What did we? Procrastinating, but we kind of talked on. Oh, maybe it
Yeah.
was Harrison and I talking about being purposeful with our life. So, but intentionality. I feel like for me, part of it, you got to recognize why am I being intentional? Like, why do I? You need to. It's not just like I just need to be more intentional about my devotions, because if that's just it's like I know I need to. I got to push myself into being intentional. I feel like it's hard because you're just forcing it from like coming from nowhere. Like I feel like it's important to realize, okay, why am I being intentional? What like I need to kind of have a passion to an extent behind it. Like, okay, I'm digging in the scriptures to build my relationship with Christ. Maybe it's not necessarily the best right now. Maybe like I need a deeper relationship with Him, more time in His Word.
Right.
Like
right.
being intentional. I think it'll make it a lot easier if. Are there suspenders? Sorry.
Suspenders? Oh, hanging on my chair over there? No.
Oh, okay. I
Bro, pause. You basically just said, and I feel very offended right now, that I need suspenders. No, bro. Bro, look. Do you know what suspenders are for?
yeah.
They're not to hold your socks up, dude.
No, they're hold your pants up. Because
Correct.
You're too
Do I look
big and
like
it's
I'm
pushing
having
pants
any
down.
problem keeping my pants up?
no, because your stomach keeps them tight.
Thank you.
Anyway, back to intentionality. No, but like, I feel like it's something that you first need to realize and like recognize. Why do I need to be Why do I need to be intentional about whatever it is, friendships or whatever? Like,
So it's more the why. Okay.
I'm just speaking out
Yeah.
loud. Not that I know it, and like we've said before, we're coming from just literally we're discussing. We're not necessarily
Yeah.
factuating, whatever that word would be. But being like it's
Factuating?
not not
Bro,
like all,
factuating?
not like
You
all we're
just made a
saying
new
is just
word,
like
dude.
absolute facts, but or it's necessarily correct. We're
You
just
don't tell them that. We put that in the fine print. You don't tell them.
I want that in the very
Oh,
bold
my
print from my
word,
end
dude.
because
That's insane,
I have
bro.
a lot to learn. But I don't know. I don't know. What do you feel like? So, like, I feel like we all. Well, I don't want to speak for everybody. I know I almost always have something I need to be more intentional about, like, because I think part of it is like it takes but intentionality is almost like another part, like a step of another like process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
no,
like-
I agree to that.
Like you need intention. It takes intentionality to
Right.
truly get to a certain place. So for instance, like okay, say I had a family, I needed to spend more time with my wife and my kids, and I'm like, well, my job's just taking it, or like okay, house projects is just taking priority, and like, and so then you need to. It's going to take intentionality. You have to be very, very intentional to like, okay, I'm going to stop working, turn my phone off, or like, say you have a work phone, turn my work phone off, shut it off, power it off. Like at this time in the day, I'm home. It's my family. I have projects. I'm going to intentionally schedule them out so that I know I can still get them completed, but I won't like pack a whole evening full of projects. Like I feel like intentionality is a step to another, to your end goal. Like it takes intentionality to completely like, because if you just do it half-heartedly, then it's like you're not going to get there. Like, yeah, I know I need to spend more time with my family, but like, okay, yeah, I need to. Well, it's probably not going to if you're not intentionally making steps and processes to get there, and if you're not focusing like, okay, I know I need to spend time with my family. Well, if that's all you say, it's like, yeah, you don't really think about much more of it. Just like you know it's a thing that needs to be done. But like I was saying previously, if you can like find the reason behind, like, okay, why do I need to spend more time with my family? Because like these are my pivotal like years when my children are growing up, and like they are looking to me as their dad. I'm literally teaching them everything while even maybe not even physically teaching them.
right?
But okay, Tristan, seriously. So
Did you talk for like 20 minutes straight,
like
bro?
you asked.
No, well,
So
yep. Last time I'm asking.
That's kind of like where I see it. Like,
Yeah.
I guess two things. It's just like it's yeah. I don't know. It's a step process, and you have to realize why are you being intentional with this situation,
Right, like,
which will make it a
what's
lot
the outcome?
easier to be like,
Yeah.
okay, as you're saying, devotions. I know I need to get here. Make set of purposeful guidelines.
Hey, that fish is chasing my other fish around.
Yeah, they're probably piranhas.
Yeah, I bought piranhas. No, I'm kidding.
Eat the other fish.
No, the one
Anyway.
fish was chasing.
I saw it,
One of my
yeah.
new fish was chasing one of the
bullying 'em.
residents. Ugh, stupid.
Anyway.
I may have to split them up.
Yeah.
So I think I want to acknowledge if you're someone who struggles with this kind of like me, I think the first step is if you just like recognize that you're struggling with being intentional. That's like once you recognize it, in my opinion, it gets a lot easier. If you don't
Yeah.
recognize it, you're just in this slump of being lazy, procrastinate. Like but once you realize it, like okay, yes, it's gonna get hard from here because there's all these steps you're gonna have to take. to being very intentional. But think about it. Once you get to those steps, it turns you into a more intentional person. Your life is lived with so much more purpose. So much more purpose. Because
Yeah.
if you know, let's just say that I have this 5-year plan that I want to be here in 5 years financially, or I want to be, I want to live in this place in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have that plan, it's not going to happen. I've experienced stuff like that in my own life. If I don't write something down or tell somebody that, like, I'm going to do this, or I want to get better at this, so ask me about it later, it's not going to happen. Like, it's really, really hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I would almost say it's impossible for you to make major changes like that in your life by yourself. It's really hard.
Yeah.
You probably need somebody else to hold you accountable. Quite frankly, you probably do. If you're like, hey,
You
I
just
want
have
to...
to have a really strong-willed person that's just like
Right.
has a lot of
But that's hard because that's not who naturally our nature is, just to kind of live life, do what we feel like it. But no, we're called. I think we're called to live with intentionality. I think Jesus. I mean, he says,
Oh, we are.
"Be ready." I mean, like,
Yeah.
he can come at any time. Like, if you're not ready, sorry. Like,
Right.
so it's like you better live with the intentional mindset of he could come back anytime. I don't know, but I think it's good doing. That fish. That one may have to go. He keeps chasing it. Look at him. It's that
Dude,
orange
he's
one.
getting bullied by. Oh my.
Look at him run the other fish around the tank. Sorry,
It's
guys.
just the gray one.
Sorry, guys.
anyway.
We're watching fish.
It's like a show.
It
no
is
need
kinda
for
cool.
a TV or anything.
So,
you just have
but
a
I
fish
want
tank.
to acknowledge, if you're somebody like me, way to realize it. Like, that's not a pat on the back for myself. That's like a, now you've realized it. So
Yeah.
now it's like, look forward. Maybe find some things, areas where you struggle. If that's your spiritual life, well, then maybe have somebody hold you accountable, or write a note, like on your chair or on the door, like, have you did your devotions? Or, I mean, like, I know that sounds dumb,
Yeah.
but it may be that simple.
Yeah. No, I agree, and that's why, like, I think being intentional. I think we'd be careful because you watch. I'll ask this, I guess, because curious kind of your opinion.
You're going to ask me something?
I'm gonna ask you something.
You want to know my opinion
I
on
do,
something.
I do.
For the first time ever,
No,
we're
I've
making
asked you-
history, bro. This is going in the history books.
I think we gotta go back into this couple weeks and not seeing each other again.
I agree. We just picked up where we left off, honestly.
Intentionally, yeah.
Intentionally is how you say that word. Anyway, go ahead. I'm listening.
So, okay, living life with intentionality, and you mentioned, like, okay, setting like a couple year plan for your life or something, like, briefly. Do you feel like that's something that's like important to, like, okay, I'm gonna intentionally get to this place in my life, so, like, okay, I have a 5-year plan, and I am gonna kind of figure it out. I'm gonna talk with my wife about it. Together, we are going to reach these goals with a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have a 10-year plan. That's maybe not quite a set in stone, but, like, I would like to get at least some of these basic things. I would like to get there in 10 years. Now I have a 50-year plan.
Okay,
like,
but you got to start with, you can't say I would like. You have to say I'm going to choose.
But you think, okay. Yeah,
Okay, so
right.
first of all, though, I do not have a plan. A 4-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, whatever that
One-day
is.
plan.
I'm lucky if I got a 1-minute plan. No.
Yeah.
Basically, I do not have one. Do I think that should be something I should consider? Yes. Do I know what that looks like? No. I don't know whether that plan, you can go wherever you want with a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
The people that I've heard that have done it, it's really helped them be prosperous in life. Not necessarily just financially, just like life in general. And I think it's good. I really do. Obviously, I haven't done it, so I can't be like, yeah, you got to do it. But if it's an option and you know of somewhere you would like to potentially be, write it down. Write out a whole thing of just places you'd like to be in your life. And then give it to somebody if that's what you need to do. Like, for my case, I wouldn't give it to Preston, obviously. But I'd give it to somebody who I knew would check up and be like, hey, you're not making it here. If I gave it to Preston, he'd probably just throw it in the trash. And then I'd ask him for it later on. He'd be like, what was that again? So, yeah. If you have a good friend, though, that you could trust,
Yeah.
give it to him.
Yeah. So, okay, like, if you're just like a practical way, kind of, as we say, or saying, living life with intentionality. Like, I mean, spiritually, obviously, that's the big thing.
Right.
but just even in the basics of life, is that what you kind of recommend? Is like try to like, I mean, not that you, like, but try to kind of set out a somewhat of
Yeah.
a life.
Right. So if
Set
you have
thing.
a normal schedule, let's say you go to work at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, think how long it takes you to eat breakfast. Think how long it takes you to do devotions. That means you set your alarm for the same time every morning, regardless of what time you go to bed.
Yeah.
If you're ever going to create some sort, like,
Yeah.
for me, my alarm, I go to work kind of whatever time I want with my job. So it's kind of hard. Like, I kind of just get up.
Yeah.
But I kind of know roughly how long it takes me to do my devotions,
Right.
eat breakfast, and get ready for the day.
Yeah.
So I have to be super intentional. Like, okay, I got to set my alarm for this time. Like, that's where it starts. So plan out your day. Set your alarm. When you come home in the evening, just know you're going to do this. Maybe you're going to work on projects for like an hour, like you said. But then the rest of the evening, no. It's family time.
Right.
Like, you have to set that aside. Otherwise, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
It just isn't. Because we're selfish people.
Right. Yeah. No.
So I think even a plan simply in your day-to-day life is amazing.
Yeah.
If that means eating lettuce every day for lunch, eat lettuce. I don't care. Like, but come up with something, you know.
Yeah. I agree. I think so. I think what's really tough, and I think it depends because I know some people are they do very well with a very scheduled out life. Like they know kind of where they're going. They do
Yeah.
very well. Well, I like, it's kind of weird because I like to kind of know where my life's going, but at the same time, I struggle kind of a little bit with the concept of like, these next 5 years, this is what I'm going to do. Especially once you start setting like
Right.
career things and like,
Right.
in 5 years, I'm going to become this much. I need to make this much money, and I'm going to be at this place in life. In the next 10 years, we're going to have 6 kids. We're going to
Yeah,
that I struggle with a little bit because there's
Okay, but
something
it's not-
about like
yeah.
you don't know where God's going to take you. God,
It's
like
not a strict thing. It's more of something you can look
Right.
for and follow.
I agree. So like I would be very much like, okay, in 5 years spiritually, I want to be grown. I intentionally like I want to be here. I want to like set your standards high. I feel like that's important. I want my like however many kids I have, I want it to be here. Maybe you kind of have an idea like I'd like 3 kids or I'd like 6 kids. Like maybe you have an idea, but like you don't necessarily like I want my like maybe yes I would like to be successful, but what if God calls you out on the mission field in those 5 years? And if you're just like, I have to have $1 million in 5 years, well, then that's all you're going to focus on. And God could be opening doors for you.
You make
but
that in like a
You
month.
could kind of,
kidding.
I wish.
I'm
You could kind of
kidding.
blindsidedly
Yeah.
just kind of close God's doors that He has open for you. Because you're just like, nope, you have one
Right, I'm not
set
saying if you have a
goal.
5-year plan, you have to do it.
Yeah.
But I think what it gives you is it gives you a plan to follow. And
It does.
human beings in
And
general
it
do
is
better
right.
with something like that.
And I think the whole thing of being intentional about what you are doing in life, what you know, like okay, for one, intentionally like seek after God and find His will, because once you know that you're within
Right.
His will and following what He wants for your life, and you're truly praying with open hands, like Lord, what have you give me? I'll go and seek. And if you know that you're doing that, then it's like I can intentionally set my goals to this goal because I know it's His will.
Exactly.
So like, I would say with intentional living is like building a solid relationship with Christ. That's how I think you're like okay in my mind. That's how you'll truly live an intentional life, because now you can like know what you're doing is within God's will, and yeah, like you're saying, like whether it takes accountability, like it's great. Like I want to be here in this amount of time, especially if you're a husband and wife. Like okay, I'm not the one speaking because I don't have a wife, but
Yeah.
like.
Hey.
I feel like with a husband
Yeah,
and wife, it can be
yeah.
a very good thing. Like, where do we want to be in 5 years? Like,
Right.
I want this. Like, maybe you don't have to be like, I want to be in Canada in 5 years, but you can be like, I want us to
Canada?
have like a thriving church. I want to be in a thriving church. I want I don't know. It just yeah.
So I'm gonna go off topic
Okay.
here.
Beautiful.
And I guess like I'm gonna I don't think we've actually ever done this. Like I'm breaking into
boy.
something brand new. Have we ever talked about world news? What's going on in like the current time of when we're like recording? Have we ever actually talked about that at all?
Not much.
Let's talk about it. A little bit, just a little bit.
I'll let you speak.
Basically, there's just a lot of airplanes flying around right now, right? Isn't that how you understood it? No. With the whole bombing and stuff that's been going on. I've been thinking about this, and like, it's really, I know this is completely off topic, but it's really easy to just kind of be a little bit scared, right? Because it's like, oh man, like you basically don't really know what the future holds, and when one country is attacking another country, and you know, it's very, you're just unsure what the future holds, and I guess the encouragement, like I even heard it today at church. It was just like there's no reason to be scared, you know. Like we know who we serve, and a little bit of encouragement I would have, if you're someone that is really bothered by this, I guess, just put your faith in Christ. Like, just know He's got it. That doesn't make it any easier because, like, obviously humans, like, you're just scared, but there's no reason to be. There's no reason to fear.
Yeah.
We know who we serve. And regardless of how many paper airplanes that are up there flying in the sky, dropping golf balls on places, you know, it's okay. Like,
100%.
our kingdom is not of this world. And, like, I can rely on that hope because
Yeah.
I kind of personally choose not to kind of get caught up in a lot of
Yeah.
news and stuff just for my personal self because I don't
Yeah.
feel like it really helps me out any. But I know I just wanted to acknowledge that something's going on.
Right.
And I just wanted to speak into that a
Yeah.
little.
No, I'm glad you mentioned it. Like,
So-
that's why I just said I'd let you speak, because no, really, I actually haven't. Obviously, I know briefly what's going on,
But
but
not
I have
a lot,
not.
yeah.
I have not looked into it.
I do not follow
It'd actually be
the-
an interesting. We could even do a podcast talking about that.
I do not follow the news.
But right.
But I just, yeah.
I've purposefully
Yeah.
not, because there's times like I've kind of caught up, and it's like it's so easy to get discouraged. I'm like, wow, this
my.
world's going down.
Yeah.
But like, it's not, and it's not. God knew this was coming all along. Whatever's happening.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise to God, and also it's not like God accidentally created you during this time.
Exactly.
He created you
Yeah.
with this in mind, knowing what you're going through.
Yeah.
Also, like, He's never going to give you a situation that's more than you can handle, which is something I've learned through actual life situations. Even though it may at the moment feel like, Lord, you put way too much in my lap. Like, I should have been created in this time zone. Like, no, He made you for here and now. You do have a purpose in life, but also, that's why I keep thinking, like, that's why I love going on hikes in the woods and stuff, because, like, you get away from all social media, you get away from all those things, but it's like, just focus on Christ, and you'll ultimately just live a lot happier.
Well, the world-
encouraging. You won't be discouraged, depressed.
The world takes second place.
Oh,
when-
yeah.
So I felt like, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's fun animal fact. Time to move on past world news, and we are on to the animal fact of the year. This is
I still sometimes I need to
What?
do like an animal sound, like a.
okay.
It'd be
sure.
really easy to do.
Okay, right here, right here,
Okay.
right here. You need to try to make an elephant sound because that's what the animal facts say. Try to make an elephant sound for everybody. Come on, like
I don't even know what that
okay,
sounds
we'll
like.
give it a shot. Just make a sound. Like, what do you think an elephant sounds like?
Okay, just let me think.
I kind of know what they.
I'm trying to think, 'cause, like, I obviously have seen elephants.
Okay, well,
stuff.
I'm gonna give the fact, and then you're gonna give the sound.
Okay.
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 Just don't give it yet. I'm gonna give the fact.
gonna be
So,
horrible.
elephants cannot jump. I knew. So, well, I'll say this in a second. Elephants can't jump, not even a little. They're the only mammal that cannot get off all 4 feet at the ground at once. So basically, I mean, they can lift a leg or whatever, or 2 legs, but they cannot jump. So I thought rhinos couldn't jump because I always said like they have little stubby knees, but they can a little bit supposedly. So elephants
wow.
are the only mammal
Animal that
that
can
cannot actually jump. Like not anything. The only thing they can do is lift their leg. Anyway, well, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Preston is going to give an elephant sound, and he has no idea what it sounds like. If you make it sound like a parrot, I'm gonna like slap you. So go ahead. Go ahead. We're all waiting here. Okay, go ahead.
Just a second.
I'm listening. I'm totally listening. Dude, that was like a whale.
It's like a.
You just think it sounds like, dude, that's like a, I don't know what it is. Okay, here we go. So you just all heard Preston. I pulled up on
Something like
YouTube.
that.
I pulled up on
Okay,
YouTube a sound of an elephant, and so I'm gonna play it here. Hopefully we can all hear it here. Here we go. As long as we don't get an ad. If we get an ad,
You will get an ad, I'm sure.
oh, yep, okay. Hang on. We're getting an ad. We're gonna see how accurate Preston is. Here we go.
Spot on. Kind of.
It's actually not too
It was
bad.
actually pretty close. I was like, oh,
That's actually
that's actually
the
decent.
hooga part.
Wow, let's
Dude,
go.
the
Kind of like a ooh, like just a. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I was remembering.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm actually
Okay,
impressed.
nice job. That was
Going
pretty
from I have
legit.
not heard an elephant.
Wow,
for
we have covered a
ages.
ton. Oh, 33 minutes already.
Yeah, we
We've
should-
covered a lot. Been awesome.
Yeah, it's been great. So, anyway, thank you for joining us again. Those that are listening, wow, they're they're our true podcast friends.
you'd
They've
think.
stuck through a missed
Wow.
podcast. So no, I'm kidding. But I'm gonna end us out with a verse. If
You
I
have a
can
verse to
find
share.
it
Okay,
again.
good. Not just like a text from me.
No, not just a text from you.
Oh.
I mean, this can be good. But anyway, let's go Matthew 28:18 through 20. Anyway, and Jesus came and said to them, "All authority in heaven and earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations,
You say
baptizing.
make heaven.
Go make go make heaven.
What's that look like?
Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age." I just thought it was a really good verse, speaking of intentionality and living life with intentions. Or intentions. So
Make heaven. That's a fun fact of the day. Make heaven.
you're gonna probably have a hard time making heaven, but
Oh yeah.
anyway,
That's good. Thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks for joining us.